Latest round of Colombia's peace talks in Havana have come to an end, this time with opposing visions on the future, both by the FARC and the Colombian government. The guerrillas argued through a statement that some within the government are trying to insist in maintaining the ongoing conflict. One of the most controversial issues has been using a referendum as the mechanism to approve a final agreement. The Colombian Senate has passed a bill establishing a referendum as the mechanism to ratify the peace agreements that will be reached between the FARC and the government in Havana. Our correspondent Natalia Margarita now reports from Bogota.
After a heated 7-hour debate, Colombia's Senate approved a plebiscite that will allow citizens to vote either yes or no to any final peace agreement with the FARC. At least 13% of the country's 33 million registered voters will have to approve the deal.
In order to ratify the peace agreements reached in Havana, a minimum of 4.5 million Colombians will have to vote for the yes, and also the amount of yes ballots must be higher than the ones for the no.
The government will have to finance media access for both the yes and no campaigns. Also, 1 month ahead of the voting, the content of the peace agreements must be publicized prime time on private and public television.
We are honoring the right of Colombians to say yes or no to a peace process that is indeed going to succeed. Colombians will be able to go to the polls freely, with full guarantees, and with precise information on what the yes and the no implies. That's what matters.
However, the FARC peace delegation has already rejected the plebiscite as it's a mechanism that has not been agreed within the negotiations, something they have said jeopardizes the peace talks and its bilateral character.
Despite the strengths or weaknesses of the referendum, the point is that it must emerge from an agreement between the parties. The peace negotiations are not between the parties in Congress, nor between the Congress and the executive power. They are between the FARC guerrillas and the government.
The left-wing Democratic Pole voted in favor of the plebiscite, but with the proviso that its implementation must be agreed at the negotiating table in Havana.
Our political party will continue to support the implementation of the plebiscite only if it's a part of the negotiation agreements. At the moment, we just have approved a mechanism that could be used or not.
Now, the peace plebiscite bill will just need to be reviewed by the Constitutional Court in order to be signed by the President and then proclaimed. Natalia Margarita, Telesur, Bogotá.